Hello everyone, thank you for visiting my channel. I am Poonam Arora, the author of Game of Recipes. It's Friday again and time to watch the superb episode of Game of Recipes and try this amazing recipes yourself. Remember, it is very simple to take part in our contest every week and stand a chance to win. So don't wait, just cook, shoot and win. All details are available on our website www.gameofrecipes.com. So look out for the prizes and watch until the end. I will announce the winner of our 4th episode at the end. So please encourage our wonderful home chefs by subscribing to our channel, liking, commenting, sharing our episodes and recipes too. So let's get started.
Hi everyone, I am Asiya and today I'm going to make chicken crispy. For chicken crispy, these are the ingredients we are going to need. I've taken 300 grams of boneless chicken breast, and to marinate this chicken we are going to need 2 teaspoons of red chili powder. This is Kashmiri red chili powder. It's not at all spicy. 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and half teaspoon of black pepper powder. This is 3 tablespoons of rice flour, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of ginger and garlic paste, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of chili garlic sauce, 1 teaspoon of black soy sauce, and I've kept oil for deep frying the chicken. So I'm going to marinate this chicken by adding all the ingredients to it. You can marinate this chicken ahead of time, but I'm going to fry it right now. I don't have time, so I'm going to use my hand. My hands are clean. I'm going to add this chicken. The flame is on medium high. I'm going to add this chicken one by one. I've taken a big pan because I wanted to fry the whole chicken in one batch. I didn't want to make 2 batches. And try not to put everything at one time. The chicken is almost done. Now I'm going to fry this chicken on high heat for a couple of minutes so that the chicken becomes crispy. As the name suggests, chicken crispy. The chicken looks nice and crispy. It's golden brown in color. I'm going to take out the chicken. Put the chicken on kitchen towel so that the kitchen towel absorbs most of the oil. Now we will be making sauce for the chicken. Ingredients for the sauce are onion. This is 1 Indian onion diced, 3 colored bell peppers, yellow, green and red. This is 2 teaspoons of Szechuan sauce, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 1 tablespoon of ketchup. This is minced ginger and garlic, and this is 1 red chili. I have cut it finely, and green onion, half teaspoon of salt and some sesame seeds to garnish. I'll be using 2 tablespoons of oil. Gas will be on high heat because we want to saute everything quickly and add the chicken to it. I'm going to add the minced ginger and garlic. Fry it for a few seconds. Ginger and garlic has turned like slightly brown in color. I'll add the onions. These are the diced peppers. In goes the Szechuan sauce. If you don't have Szechuan sauce, you can add a bit of chili powder. Then the ketchup, soy sauce, vinegar, half of the red chili, and now the chicken. Sprinkle the salt, and this is done. I have transferred it into a serving dish. I'll garnish this with green onions and the red chili, and finally with sesame seeds. I hope you like this recipe, and please give me your feedback. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to make kathal potli biryani. For kathal potli biryani, what I require is, the first requirement is jackfruit or kathal. Then I have some whole spices. Then I have some tomato puree. I have onion, garlic, ginger and green chili paste here. I have some cashews and some raisins to provide that extra sweetness and crunch. And what I have is, I have some fried onions, which I have already fried. And the most important thing that I require in biryani is, okay, another thing is that I require some sauce, and I have used kesar or saffron that I have dissolved in milk, which I already prepared and kept. And I require the most important thing, that is biryani rice. So this is the biryani rice, which I have boiled, like parboiled, not fully boiled, with the spices, with all the whole spices. Now what I have done is, I have mashed the boiled kathal along with the spices like dhania powder, jeera powder, haldi powder, some garam masala powder, salt, and 2 or 3 tablespoons of gram flour or besan, just for the binding. And what I will be doing is that I'll take it to an amount. I'll make it in the form of ball, and then I'll try and I'll stuff some of the dry fruits into it, like cashew and raisins. Yeah, to give that extra crunchiness and extra sweetness. Stuff it, and then I'll make the ball, and I will fry the balls. Well, in the meantime, I am frying my kofta balls, and I am coating my biryani rice with the saffron milk that I have prepared. My koftas are ready. Now I am preparing the gravy. I have added oil, refined oil, and then all the whole spices. Now I will be adding onion, ginger, garlic and green chili paste, to which I'll add tomato puree and tomato ketchup. Well, my gravy is kind of ready. I have already added the kofta balls, and as you can see the beautiful color coming up. Now I will add salt as per my taste. Well, I have added some amount of sugar in it, because to balance the acidity of the tomato puree and tomato sauce. Well, now the last and the final step comes is that making the potli. Well, I have made a flour dough, a plain flour dough, a regular purpose flour with salt and some baking soda and some oil, and I have made a dough out of it, and I have rolled it thin, and I have placed it in a ball in order to make the potli. Now what I will be doing is that I will be topping, or I will be placing my gravy and the rice on this in order to make the potli. I have put my gravy in the potli, and I am topping it up with the rice, with the cooked rice. I have finished up my topping. As you can see, I have added the eggs also. Now I will be adding some fried cashews. I will be adding ghee, and now I will be closing my potli. So here is my tawa that I have preheated, and then now I have put my potli in it. Hey everyone, my kathal potli biryani is ready. I'll just try and open it. Hope you all have liked it and enjoyed it. Try Try it out. It's very tasty. Thank you.
Myself Ranjana Dash. The ingredients we need for the dough: 175 gram maida, 1/4 tsp baking soda, 2 tbsp melted ghee, 3/4 tbsp hung curd. To mix the dough, we need extreme cold water. Now for the syrup, we need 175 gram sugar, half cup of water, ghee for frying, and crushed pista for the garnishing. First, take a bowl and add maida and edible soda. Sieve it very well so that there will be no air bubbles in it. Next, add melted ghee. Now mix it very well and add hung curd. So it's ready, and add continuously cold water for making the dough. Now keep aside for some time. Going to the next step for the sugar syrup. I take a pan here, adding sugar. Now half cup water, and I boiled it for 5 to 7 minutes max to max. Now keep it aside to cool. So before we do the next stage, I add the ghee in a pan to be melt. And now I will make small balls from the dough. Now make it very smooth. Now give some pressure in the middle of this ball, and it will look like this. So balushai is ready to fry, and melted ghee is also ready. Mind it, don't fry the balushai in extreme heated ghee. So I leave it to cool for some time. Rather stir it to make it cold. And max to max 4 to 5 balushai can be fried at a time. And flame will be low. It has to be cooked slowly, because I want to make it crispy. That's why low flame. It looks like almost done. It has to be cooked well and cool before I dip into the syrup. Mind it, don't put more than 1 to 2 minutes. Coated should be well for both the side. Now it's time to decorate well. Add some pista for garnish, and it's ready.
Hello, I'm Zeno, and today I'm going to be preparing the traditional Goan prawn curry. This curry forms part of the staple Goan diet, which is usually served along with some boiled rice and a side vegetable dish along with some pickle. To prepare this curry, the ingredients we have over here set out is we have a teaspoon of coriander seeds, about half a teaspoon of jeera seeds, it's cumin. We have about 1 teaspoon of turmeric, some 4 to 5 red Kashmiri chilies. We have a quarter piece of grated coconut, a green chili which will go in the curry. It won't be ground, but it just adds a little bit of the spiciness to the curry too. We have a few peppercorns, some chopped ginger and garlic, And to add the tangy sourness to this curry, we have kokum and some lemon. For this curry, we will also need to be having some onions and tomato. And to garnish this curry in the end, to add that smooth texture to it, we will have some coconut milk too. We have about 10 medium-sized peeled and deveined prawns, and these ingredients will make a curry for about 2 portions. To start with this, we will start with marinating these prawns, for which we need to add a little bit of salt to it, and a little bit of turmeric, and a dash of the lemon juice. We'll need the rest of the lemon later on. We'll start with the onions and tomatoes. For that, we need to chop about half a tomato and half an onion. Okay. Turn on the hob. For this curry, we're going to be using some cold pressed virgin coconut oil. You could also use vegetable oil if that suits, or olive oil. This just adds to the flavor of the coconut based curry that we're making, and it enhances it. We've added about a little over a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half of this oil, and we wait for this oil to heat up. We start with ginger and garlic, onions. Now that we've got the onions and the ginger garlic a little brown, we'll add the tomato to it. Now what I found after preparing this dish, and this is like a little bit of a secret, these onions and tomatoes is what actually gives your curry that oomph. If you would read up this curry in a traditional recipe, it gets them to be made just with the coconut. Some will mention to add a little bit of onions to it, but usually there is no mention of tomatoes. Or if there is, then the ground coconut paste is added to the onions and tomatoes. What I found is that when you add the onions and tomatoes and you blend that with the coconut and the rest of the spices, it brings out those succulent flavors of the sauteed onions and tomatoes too. And once we finish with this, we will just let it cool down before we add it into the blender and make a paste. Now that the onions and tomatoes have been sauteed and cooled, we will start with grinding the masala. We leave a little bit of turmeric powder and salt to add to the gravy as required. I will grind all of this with about a quarter cup of this room temperature water. Get this to a nice fine paste. Have a look at this lovely color that's come from the Kashmiri red chilies that have been used. So to begin with, we'll add our curry into the pan, turn the hob on. We're going to add just enough water, probably about half a cup of water has been now added to this to bring this curry into a nice consistency. As you can see, and I think we're just about there, maybe a little bit more should then make it perfect. We've added about half a cup of water into this just to get into a nice consistency. At this time, we will add the kokum. And as this comes to a boil, this is the time it's ready for the prawns. And as is quite well known, prawns don't need a lot of time to cook. So this about 2 minutes on the simmer, then we will finish it off with the coconut milk. Coconut milk does add that, as I said earlier, that smooth texture to it and gives it that creamy flavor. And what I like so much about this curry is you can see the nice smooth sauce-like consistency that has come, and you'll only get this if you make sure that you grind the masala in your blender very well. It's been about 2 minutes since we added the prawns into it, and I can see that they look very well cooked. This is the time when I will add the chili, just for good measure, just a little bit. So we've added the kokum, that has given it a bit of sourness, and but I feel like a little bit more, a dash of lemon, and we can finish this curry with adding the coconut milk. There we go, you turn the hob off and the prawn curry is ready. With the final dish, the Goan prawn curry served with some nice steamed boiled rice, and with the pickle. You can see here we have the prawns, nicely cooked, however lightly cooked, and lovely. So tasty. Every time I have this curry, it's so reminiscent of my early childhood years, where traditionally in Goa, we would, in a house, when we would go for summer vacations, they would cook this curry in a mud pot and on very slowly on firewood, and you would have these kitchens full of the smoke and this aroma of this nice curry wafting, the aromas of this curry wafting in the air. You couldn't just wait for lunch. So all this brings back those memories. That's it. I hope you are able to cook such wonderful food too, because food should feel and taste as good as it looks. Thank you.
Welcome back, friends. What an amazing recipes and efforts by all our contestants. My quick tip today is why breakfast is the most important meal of the day. The most appealing benefit is that having a healthy breakfast jumpstarts your metabolism and helps you burn more calories throughout the day. As the old saying goes, eat your breakfast like a king, lunch like a princess, and dinner like a pauper. Thanks to our viewers and fans of Game of Recipes for your comments and feedback. We run this contest every week and a new episode is aired every Friday. This means that you can send in your video and your recipes anytime without worrying about the contest dates. This is a wonderful opportunity for everyone to take part anytime and stand a chance to win. We had many comments on our recipes in the last episode, and I'm happy to announce that Nicola, with her pizza recipe, takes the winner spot and is a proud winner of Amazon gift card, followed by Swati Hasija with her veg lollipop recipe taking the runner-up spot. Here's what Nicola has to say.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching my recipe and for all your comments and likes. I'm really glad that you enjoyed my recipe. Please do try and make it yourself at home. Thanks very much to Poonam and to Game of Recipes for this concept. It's a really great show and it was great fun cooking, so maybe consider submitting your own recipe. And yeah, thanks very much everyone, enjoy.
Thank you everyone for your participation and efforts. Your certificates will be sent to you on your registered email addresses. We will also upload your individual recipes and dishes on our channel for everyone to enjoy. Please encourage our wonderful home chefs by subscribing to our channel, liking, commenting, sharing our episodes and recipes. You too can participate and all the details are available on our website www.gameofrecipes.com. So, see you next week with some new and awesome people. Till then, goodbye, have a nice weekend.